Yes! Another day, another Japanese hot rod. This is a Mazda flavour, Myeongtong. What's it called? Mx5. Tidy little thing. Automatic. Look at that. Momo steering wheel. Nice. Got a few repairs still on this little bad boy. Bit in the bottom of the wing here. Overall, solid little thing. A bit on the back arch that wants doing. And gonna replace this wing. It's a little bit crispy. It's fine. But yeah, it's gonna be a solid little car. Be up for sale soon if anybody's interested. The interior is real nice on it. Good hood. Happy days. We're up into the driver's wheel arch area here. A fair bit of grot. It's gone there. You can see the lip disintegrating. So let's cut all this out and this and just replace it. So basically all I'm going to do here is I'm going to try and find the spot welds in amongst these rough edges, and I'm going to unpick them, and then I shall separate this seam here and cut this piece out, labelling a new piece to be laid in there, and this piece here I shall cut out, put a new piece in and add a new lip so they can all be spot welded back together. Obviously the rest of it will be seam welded in. So, right, let's get to it. Well, been a few days, but back on the Mazda now, and I got that patch all made up. It's all welded in. So now I'm going to make a template to run a lip from here right the way around and then onto this. And then I can bring it down here, and then we'll box in the piece of inner seal here, and then we'll make a new piece to sit there, and then fill in the hole in the bottom there. So here we go. So what I've done here is I made a rough template of the line that needs to fit in to the existing inner seal, and clamped it onto the other lip. Now once it's tacked into place, I shall knock it all into shape and weld it all up. I'll put a weld in the back here, and then after it's welded in, you can then shape it and take this curve round rather than a square. Obviously this is three skins coming into one here, so this is out of 20 gauge steel. template. Fill that up. So, offering this piece up, you can see that there's a slight bend in here. So, I'm going to put a slight bend in this plate. I'll put that again, make sure it's nice and tight in there. That's the final plate in. Dress it all up now. Right, we've got stone chip all in the arches. A couple of thick coats on that. Welding looks good. A blind man would be glad to see it. So we're all nice and protected now. So the next job is to get the wing back on in place. I'm going to tape the edges to protect the paint on the bonnet, the bumper, sorry, and the door. And I've got to put a repair patch in the wing, and I shall show you how I go about doing that next. Okay, so we got the wing back on. Well, it's just sat in place at the moment. I'm just going to put a couple of bolts in the top just to hold it. Just drop one, never see that again, it's lost forever. But the reason why we're having to repair this wing is it's quite nice shape until you get to here, and it's gone all around the bottom. As you can see, it's pretty thin metal. It's trying to make that up. It's easy enough, but just time consuming. So you can buy replacement panels that cut in from this line here. So what I'm doing is I'm hanging it on the car just so I can match up the other panel, and then I'll decide where I'm going to cut it, and try and keep the body lines in line here. Bearing in mind I'm not an expert, I'm not a sheet metal guy. There's probably far better ways to do this, and I'm sure there's gonna be people out there watching this video again, why are you doing it like that? Well, that's the way that I do it. And anyway, let's offer up this new piece of panel and see how that looks. So here's the replacement panel at the bottom of the wing. Now, unfortunately, these pattern panels and repair panels aren't always the best. So you got, I mean, that looks like it's been cut with a bloody chainsaw or something. Anyway, it's always best to check out the panel. I mean, the line is consistent with the old one, but that's quite an imperfection there, and so's that right there. So I don't think I'm going to use this far up, to be fair, because the inside of the wing here where the clip goes in isn't too bad in that area. The rot really starts about here, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut just below this line, just so we can get rid of this, because I think too far up it's going to look it's going to be hard to get this shape to marry up with the original wing. So yeah, so all I've done is I've clamped. Okay, so I've got the wing outside for the Mazda. Decided to go a different direction with the repair panel, so I've ground this wing back, took all the paint off of it, and I was going to come down here and cut off, but the rust is starting to creep up behind, so I'm going to take it up just above this trim line. Really don't want to sort of try and put welds, and it's just going to look tacky. So we're going to cut all this out, and then I shall cut the repair panel to fit where it is now. Okay, I've cut myself a piece of plate. Go up into the seal here. So It's got quite a curve on it, the original seal line. So what I've done is I've put a lip onto it, and I've purposely cut it longer so as it rolls up I can get a nice solid piece of metal, and then I can add the piece up further here. So to get the curve in it, I've got a fancy pants machine. Check out this riggings. Well, it's fancy to me because my metal work normally consists of pieces of wood and what have you. So basically there's a set of jaws in here. You get two different sets. One's for stretching and one's for shrinking. So I'm basically going to run this lip through. I've just started. You can see there's a slight bevel in it. I'm going to run this back and forth until I get the angle that I want to meet the seal. So, been pulling on the handle for a few minutes. I thought I'd give it a quick fit up, and to be honest, it's not that shabby. I'm quite pleased how that's turning out. So, obviously, it wants more bend about here, up to about here, I'm going to say. So let's put her back in, maybe a bit more there. Yeah, why not? There? Yes. So this area, I'm going to put it back in. I'm going to give it some more. So the hopefully in the end be able to have it folded so we can get it nice flush line, cut into this, stitch it in, and yeah. So a bit more angle in it. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I can work with that. So let's get this cleaned up. A small area inside here, I'll repair that first, get rid of all this old lip here, and get this stitched in. So the next piece I'm working on is the edge of the quarter panel up to the wheel arch. So all I've done is I've traced out the line that I've cut on the quarter panel and measured out the inside lip of the wheel arch, and all I've done is I've just put some tacks just to hold it a moment, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put that in the metal shrinker just to give it a little bit more of a bevel shape to match the wheel arch, and I'll show you when I've got it up in place. Alright, so I've got my piece cut, shaped, I've got it just tacked in at the moment. So what I've done is I've run the cutting blade between the new panel and the existing panel of the car and just literally tacked it. But to be fair, it's not a bad fit up. So I'm going to tack this a little at a time, cool it in between so it doesn't warp the metal, and I'll give it a buff back and we'll see where we look after that. Oh, fun fact, any primer is well-through primer if you turn your heat up high enough on your welder. Ask me how I know. So started spot welding my patching, just working it backwards and forwards and then blowing air on it, try and keep this cool so it doesn't warp all this, and slowly build it up and then we'll grind it back. Right, moved on to the other side of the Mx5, and this is a real pet hate of mine. Camera's not really doing it justice, but this is a previous rust repair, and rather than just cutting the plate out and cutting it to size and stitching it in, they've just literally plonked it on top, which hasn't done it any favours, because as you can see there's water held up in there and it's already started rotting back through. So we're gonna take this back, cut this out, make a replacement like we did for the other side, weld it in. Absolute monkeys. Why weld over the rot? I mean, look at it. Harbouring water. Look. Okay, so my part in the Mazda is done. It's going off for MOT tomorrow and then off to the paint shop. So that is the wing that I repaired. Rear arch and seal. It's all in there. There's a small repair here, nothing major. And passenger side. Get your beak out, and obviously the wing. So not too detailed in this. I'm using my phone, so it's kind of hard to use one hand and make pieces of metal fit and what have you, but I hope you enjoyed the video. I will post another video up of this once it comes back from the paint shop, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Thanks for watching.